Welcome back on this chilly Monday evening here across central Louisiana. Taking a look though, pretty beautiful picture out there over out in DeRidder there in Beauregard Parish. Temperatures are on the cooler side. The sun has set as well, so we're gonna get even colder over the next couple of hours. We're in the mid-50s this afternoon. We're now in the mid-40s across a good chunk of central Louisiana. Still in the low 50s out there in Leesville at 51 degrees, but in the low at 40, I should say, in Natchez, 41 in Oakdale, and 47 down there in DeRidder as well. All of our weather pattern for the time being is being dominated by this high pressure that's off in Texas for the time being. This will actually work its way over Louisiana and off into Mississippi and Alabama throughout the day on Tuesday, which is one of the reasons why we're going to be on the warmer side by the time we get towards Thursday and Friday of this week. But before we get to that warm temperatures, though, we'll have to deal with these colder temperatures pretty much across the whole eastern half of the United States. They've been with snow up in the mountains there, the Appalachian Mountains. Even had some snow flurries work its way all the way into the Atlanta metro. So overall, very powerful air mass that moved through across the whole eastern half of the United States thanks to that cold front that moved in on Sunday. It was a very windy start to our day as well. We saw wind gusts between 15 and 20 miles per hour. The good news is those winds are starting to die down now throughout the overnight hours. By the time we get towards 2 a.m., we're going to have relatively calm conditions there across areas like Natchez and out in Alexandria. But by the time we get towards the afternoon tomorrow, our wind speeds will be back up to the 15 to 20 mile per hour range, but it'll be a whole different direction. Our winds will be coming out of the south and southeast throughout the day tomorrow afternoon. And then throughout really the rest of the week, they'll be out of the south in general, which is actually going to be bringing us a little bit more moisture and a little bit more warm air with it. So we'll be back up to the 70s by the time we get towards Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of this week. We do have red flag warnings in effect until 7 p.m. this evening across our central and southern parishes. That's one of the main reasons for this. Our dew points are in the 20s, and it's been pretty windy today, so it doesn't take too much with dew points like that for a fire to spread very quickly. So you don't want to be out burning anything, at least for the rest of today. Really for most of this week in general, we'll be on the relatively dry side. We do have those freeze warnings also in effect for areas of Catahoula, Concordia, and our central and southern parishes. It does include areas like Alexandria and Southward. This is because we really didn't see too much freezing conditions last night, at least for those areas. We'll likely see them tonight, which is why we have that freeze warning in effect. We do not have a freeze warning for areas of our northern parishes because we only get those for the first freeze of the season. So we already hit the freezing mark in areas like Natchez Parish, Grant, and Wynn Parish, LaSalle, and Sabine. So that will not be the case as we'll be seeing tonight. So by the time we get towards 2 a.m. on Tuesday, we have the 32 degrees there in Alexandria, 31 in Oakdale. Get into the 20s in the early morning hours, and by the time we get towards 9 a.m., we'll be back up into those mid-40s. So hour by hour forecast down to 30 degrees by 5 a.m. The coldest temperatures will likely be at 6 a.m. We'll be in the upper 20s and low 30s, and we slowly warm up throughout the afternoon as well. So by the time we get towards 4 a.m., we'll be likely be hitting that freezing mark, especially in areas like Catahoula, Concordia, and Avoyelles Parish will likely be our coldest of the parishes overnight tonight. And the closer you are to the Toledo Bend, the warmer you are going to be overnight tonight as well. Low temperatures out towards Florine and Leesville, 32 degrees respectively, but as it gets towards Alexandria, 29 degrees expected tonight, 28 in Marksville, the same up towards Vidalia as well. But Alexandria, our all-time record low is 28 degrees, so we're going to get pretty close to that, or not all-time record low for the day of November 11th is 28 degrees, which was set back into the 1950s. So we'll get pretty close to that record. And then going to Veterans Day tomorrow, I want to thank all of our veterans here in central Louisiana. Temperatures will be pretty nice out there, going to be in the mid-60s and very sunny conditions. If you got any outdoor plans for Veterans Day, shouldn't be too bad out there. Just a very cold start to the day. By the end of this week, though, by Friday, 80 degrees out there and sunny. And this weekend, we'll finally see some rain return for your Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful Veterans Day, and it's nice to see that rain coming on Saturday.
Yeah, we definitely need the rain. We haven't had any rain, at least in November so far, so that rain on Saturday will help. And actually be kind of a transition to a little bit more of a rainy pattern starting this weekend, likely into next week as well.
And that could go all the way to Thanksgiving?
It might be. Well, we'll have to track and see. But at least for next week in general will be a little bit more of a rainy pattern.
All right, we'll see. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Well,